Aight y'all, listen up, because this one right here got the streets and the internet going absolutely crazy. Mama Duck, the mother of fallen Chicago rapper FBG Duck, is allegedly taking it to a whole new level. We talking lawsuits, we talking names being dropped, and we talking accusations that got fans clutching their pearls and bloggers scrambling to keep up. Word is, she's suing Lil Durk and even tying King Von, rest in peace, into this whole messy situation. And let's be clear, this ain't just about street beef no more. This is about money, legacy, and who's profiting off the pain of a mother who lost her son in one of the most publicized killings in Chicago drill history. Now imagine this, courtroom drama mixed with Chicago street politics. Family tears streaming on one side, while rap lyrics are being dissected like evidence on the other. Social media is exploding with clips, fans debating if Mama Duck's claims hold weight, and people asking, is this a grieving mother fighting for justice? Or is this a shocking attempt to expose what's been hidden behind the fame and millions? One thing's for sure, emotions are high, alliances are shaky, and what happens next could shake the drill scene to its very core. Alright, so let's get into this, because this story is already wild, and we're just scratching the surface. The news hit like a bombshell when word spread that Mama Duck was allegedly filing this lawsuit with Durk's name right there on the paperwork. Fans started flooding the comments like, nah, this can't be real. But others said, it's about time somebody spoke up. People close to Mama Duck say she's been sitting on feelings of betrayal for a long time, watching not only her son's death play out in the headlines, but also hearing music that seemed to poke fun at his passing. The vibe around Chicago shifted instantly. You had one camp saying, look, Mama Duck has every right to demand answers. Then you had another camp defending Durk, saying he ain't got nothing to do with Duck's death, that he just raps what he raps, and you can't tie him into something the streets already handled. But what took this to a whole new level was the way she allegedly claimed that not only was Durk connected, but Von too, even though Von ain't here to defend himself. Fans felt like it was disrespectful to drag Von's name, while others pointed out that his lyrics were always full of references that seemed to taunt the situation. One close friend of Mama Duck reportedly told bloggers she's tired of being quiet. She feels like everyone's getting rich off pain and trauma while she's left to grieve alone. She wants accountability, and if that means taking it to court, then so be it. On social media, the clips started surfacing. Mama Duck was seen in a live, visibly emotional saying, they can't keep playing with my son's name. They can't keep profiting off Duck's death like it's entertainment. This is my child. That live went viral, and within hours, blogs like Say Cheese and Candidly Cassie had it up, racking up thousands of views and comments. But here's where things got real messy. Some insiders claim that part of the lawsuit isn't just about justice. It's about money, royalties, streaming checks, merch, and anything tied to drill culture that mentions Duck's name. She allegedly wants a cut of what she says is being used without respect or permission. And this is where the argument started. Durk fans jumped in, defending him, saying he built his career off his own pain and struggle. Duck wasn't part of his come-up. On the flip side, Duck's supporters said, nah, too many bars, too many videos, too many subs aimed at Duck. It's clear he'd been part of the story all along. What made the situation even heavier is the way other Chicago families reacted. Some mothers who lost their sons to the streets reached out to Mama Duck, saying they stood with her, that they understood her fight. Others whispered that this move could bring more chaos, reopening wounds that never really healed in the first place. At a family gathering, one cousin of Duck reportedly argued with another over whether this lawsuit was the right move. You know this is just going to bring more heat, more drama, the cousin said. But another relative clapped back. So what? You just want her to sit back while they mock Duck in every song? Nah, it's time somebody pushed back. Emotions ran high, voices raised, tears spilled, and the family was left divided on how to move forward. Fans are shocked, but bloggers are eating this up. One podcast even staged a mock courtroom debate, with one host acting as Mama Duck's lawyer, laying out supposed evidence like song lyrics, Instagram captions, and even old Interviews where Von and Durk allegedly hinted at the beef. The other host played defense, saying, "This ain't evidence, this is art. This is rap. You can't take lyrics as literal." The back and forth got heated, and clips from that debate went viral, adding fuel to an already blazing fire. The lawsuit, according to whispers, also dives into the question of monetization. Mama Duck allegedly claims that every time a song or video that references Duck's death goes viral, it's a slap in her face. She feels like the industry has turned her tragedy into clickbait, and now she's demanding that part of the profits come back to her family. "It's blood money," one insider claimed she said during a private call. "They're making millions while I cry myself to sleep." Durk himself hasn't addressed this directly, but his camp reportedly told a close source that the allegations are baseless. Durk is focused on his music, his family, and moving past the negativity, the source said. Bringing Von's name into this is low, especially since he can't defend himself. Still, the streets are buzzing with speculation. Some say Mama Duck has more than just words, that she might have real documents, maybe even witnesses, ready to speak. Others think this is all for attention, that she's trying to flip pain into profit the same way she accuses others of doing. Meanwhile, fans continue to stir the pot online. If this goes to court, imagine them playing Durk and Von's music as evidence, one fan tweeted. It would be the most Chicago drill trial ever. Another posted, "This is bigger than Duck and Durk. This is about how the industry profits off dead rappers with no accountability." Even DJ Academics allegedly weighed in during a stream, saying, "Yo, if Mama Duck really pushes this lawsuit, it could set a precedent. We talk all the time about labels cashing out after rappers die, but what if families start demanding a cut? This could change the whole game." Back in Chicago, the streets are tense. Murals of Duck still stand, candles still burn on corners, and now whispers of lawsuits hang heavy in the air. Some fans say they feel like this could finally bring closure. Others fear it's about to stir up new beef in a city that's already seen too much bloodshed. And here's the twist. Insiders claim Mama Duck isn't just suing for damages. She allegedly wants to stop certain songs from being streamed altogether. Imagine a judge deciding whether bars from Durk or Von should be pulled off Spotify or YouTube. The thought alone has fans debating what counts as freedom of expression versus exploitation. The drama only deepens when rumors start, circulating that Duck's old friends in the industry might take the stand to back Mama Duck up. Names like FBG Maine and Billionaire Black get thrown into the mix, with fans speculating whether they'd testify about old beefs and behind-the-scenes conversations. "If FBG Maine takes the stand, it's over," one fan joked online. He got stories for days. But while fans are making memes, Mama Duck is said to be dead serious. In one alleged phone call to a confidant, she broke down crying, saying, "They act like Duck's death was just a headline. They don't know what it feels like to bury your baby and then hear people laughing about it in songs. I can't let that slide no more. As this first chapter of the story unfolds, the tension between grief and revenge, between art and accountability, between family and fame, is setting the stage for something that feels bigger than just one lawsuit. It feels like a cultural moment, a showdown between a mother's pain and the industry machine. And just as fans think the drama can't go any further, new whispers start emerging that could take everything to a level nobody saw coming. Alright, let's pick it right back up. Because just when people thought Mama Duck's lawsuit claims were the peak of the drama, things took another wild turn. Whispers started to surface that she had more than just tears and accusations. Allegedly, she had paperwork. Bloggers began hinting at sealed files and inside info that could tie certain lyrics and moves back to real-life decisions. Now, whether that's true or not, the internet ran with it like it was gospel. Fans were posting screenshots of old tweets from Duck, Von, and Durk, trying to connect dots that may or may not even exist. One fan dropped a whole thread on Twitter, saying, "Look, in this 2019 video, Von clearly referenced Duck." Then 3 weeks later, this happened in the streets. Now Mama Duck is saying the same thing in court. Coincidence? I don't think so. The thread blew up with thousands of likes and retweets, sparking arguments in the comments. Half the people were like, "Facts, it's all adding up," while the other half clapped back, "You're reaching, this is rap, not a confession booth." Meanwhile, Mama Duck allegedly doubled down in a live stream, saying, "Don't let them fool you. I know what I know, and I ain't scared no more. They tried to silence me, they tried to play me, but God is my witness, the truth coming out." The emotion in her voice had fans torn between sympathy and skepticism. Some said they felt her pain, others accused her of chasing clout off tragedy. But here's the kicker. Insiders started claiming that Mama Duck's legal team might try to subpoena streaming data from Spotify, Apple, and YouTube to show just how much money was made off music that mentioned or mocked Duck. Imagine the courtroom playing tracks line by line, lawyers pausing the beat like, "Your Honor, right here is where he referenced the deceased." That thought alone had the whole culture buzzing. The Chicago drill scene was instantly on edge. Some artists reportedly distanced themselves from the mess, not wanting to get dragged into court. Others leaned in, making sly comments in their own songs. One underground rapper even dropped a diss track about Mama Duck's lawsuit, with the hook saying, "Sue me if you want, I'll never fold." That song blew up overnight, proving once again how chaos can fuel clout. At the same time, the family drama only got heavier. Mama Duck's sister allegedly confronted her in private, saying, "You know this is dangerous. You're dragging Von's name, and people still ride for him. Do you really want to bring that heat?" Mama Duck reportedly fired back, "They already brought the heat when they killed my son. I ain't backing down now." The argument got so heated that family members had to step in, some siding with Mama Duck, others begging her to leave it alone. The situation became a tug-of-war between grief and survival. On one hand, Mama Duck wanted justice, or at least acknowledgement. On the other, there were whispers of people trying to use her pain for clicks, pushing her into a spotlight that could backfire. In the blogs, fans speculated about how Durk would respond. Would he ignore it, drop a subliminal in a song, or actually fight back in court? One fake headline even circulated, claiming Durk had hired a top Hollywood lawyer to shut it all down. Though unconfirmed, the rumor spread fast, and fans were already imagining what that courtroom showdown would look like, the wildest part. Some claimed Von's estate could also get dragged into the mess. Imagine his family being forced to respond to allegations when he's not even here. One fan commented, "Man, this lawsuit about to open a Pandora's box. People gonna get exposed on all sides." Then another twist hit. Word on the street was that Mama Duck might have receipts. Screenshots of DMs, old voicemails, maybe even recorded conversations. Now, nobody's seen these so-called receipts, but just the idea of it had the internet spinning. Bloggers hinted at explosive evidence being kept under wraps, and fans started demanding to see the proof. FBG Main, always quick to stir things up, allegedly hopped on live and said, "If y'all think Mama Duck lying, just wait. She got some heat y'all ain't ready for." Whether he was bluffing or not, the comment poured gasoline on the fire. By now, the lawsuit wasn't just about Duck or Durk anymore. It had turned into a cultural debate. Could rappers be held accountable for their lyrics if they referenced real-life violence? Was Mama Duck exposing exploitation? Or was she crossing a line by dragging Von's name through the mud? Chicago barbershops, beauty salons, corner stores, everybody had an opinion. One old head in a shop reportedly said, "Back in the day, rappers rapped about the streets, but they didn't put names in it like that. Now it's like they snitching on themselves. So if Mama Duck got a case, it's 'cause these young boys made it easy." And as the noise grew louder, so did the stakes. Fans began to speculate that this lawsuit could open the door for other families to sue rappers and labels. Imagine every mother who lost a son to street violence lining up at the courthouse, demanding a cut of the streaming revenue tied to drill music. Some said it could bankrupt labels. Others said it would finally force the industry to stop glamorizing real death. As part 2 of this saga closes, the scene is set for an even bigger explosion. Mama Duck, standing firm with her accusations, Durk's camp allegedly preparing for a fight. Von's name being dragged deeper into the conversation, and fans more divided than ever. And just when it feels like things can't get more chaotic, new whispers start spreading that an unexpected ally might step into Mama Duck's corner, somebody with industry clout who could turn this whole battle upside down. Alright, let's roll straight into part 3, because this is where the drama starts turning into something straight out of a reality show. So after weeks of back and forth, blogs stirring the pot, and fans arguing in every comment section possible, whispers started spreading that Mama Duck wasn't standing alone anymore. Allegedly, a major industry name was reaching out to back her lawsuit. Somebody nobody expected. Rumors first dropped on Twitter when a hip-hop blogger posted, "Sources say Mama Duck has a powerful industry figure ready to support her fight against Durk and Von's estate." If true, this changes everything. That one tweet blew up instantly. Fans started throwing out names. Some said it was an activist. Others said it might be a rival rapper who always had tension with Durk. The most shocking theory? That it was someone inside Durk's own circle, ready to flip for their own gain. Then, in a late-night Instagram live, Mama Duck hinted at it herself. She didn't name names, but she smiled through tears and said, "Let's just say God works in mysterious ways. Someone you'd never expect is standing with me. This ain't just my fight no more." That line alone had fans going crazy in the comments, dropping eye emojis, fire emojis, and endless guesses. And here's where it got real messy. Insiders started claiming the person allegedly backing her was none other than an old Chicago figure who had history with OTF. Some even speculated it was a former friend turned rival who felt burned by Durk's rise. "This ain't about justice, this about revenge," one fan tweeted, fueling the chaos even more. The alliance sent shockwaves through the drill scene. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a grieving mother and a lawsuit. It was about old wounds in Chicago being ripped wide, open again. Other rappers started to weigh in. One underground Chicago artist said in a podcast, "Look, if Mama Duck really got somebody big backing her, then I'd have better lawyer up heavy, because this ain't gonna stop at just words. This gonna drag the whole scene through the mud." The emotional toll on the family only deepened. Duck's younger brother allegedly broke down during a private gathering saying, "We just trying to keep his name alive, and now it feels like the city tearing itself apart even more." But Mama Duck was unmoved. "They already tore me apart when they took Duck," she reportedly told him. "Now it's time for me to fight back." In the middle of all this, bloggers started uncovering old interviews where Von himself laughed about past beefs, and they spliced those clips into videos about the lawsuit, making it look like he was testifying from beyond the grave. Fans argued endlessly. Was that fair, or was it exploiting the dead? Emotions ran high, with some supporters saying, "If you bragged about it in life, you gotta own it in death," while others said, "Nah, let the man rest, don't drag his name for clicks." What made things even crazier was how some fans started turning this into pure entertainment. One popular YouTuber made a parody courtroom reenactment, dressing up like a lawyer and playing Durk's lyrics in a fake trial setting. The video went viral, hitting over 500,000 views in a few days. Critics blasted it as insensitive, but fans couldn't stop watching. As the lawsuit noise kept growing, Durk's camp allegedly began preparing to clap back. A source close to his team told a blog, "He's not worried about Mama Duck. She doesn't have the evidence she thinks she has. We're going to show the world that this is just grief being weaponized." But fans weren't convinced. If Durk really wasn't worried, why is he hiring all these lawyers? One comment read, "Then came the biggest twist yet. Rumors that a label executive had reached out to Mama Duck privately, worried that if her lawsuit gained traction, it could set off a chain reaction of lawsuits across the industry." Imagine that. Families suing labels for every violent lyric tied to real deaths. The exec allegedly offered her a private settlement to drop the case, but Mama Duck wasn't having it. "They can't buy me off," she allegedly told a close friend. This ain't about hush money. This about truth. As part 3 of this saga builds, the streets of Chicago feel even more divided. Murals of Duck are getting fresh candles lit, while Von murals are being defended fiercely by his fans. Comment sections are war zones, with arguments spilling into real-life confrontations at shows and clubs. People who once moved quietly in the background are suddenly being forced to pick sides, and as if the chaos wasn't enough, more whispers start spreading, this time about shocking testimony that could be coming if the lawsuit makes it to court. Word is, somebody close to the streets, maybe even a former OTF associate, is ready to speak publicly and expose everything they know. And that's where part 3 leaves us. Mama Duck not backing down, unexpected allies stepping up, Durks camp fighting to protect their brand, Von's name hanging in the middle like a ghost, and the drill scene bracing for a storm that could expose way more than anyone bargained for. Alright, let's dive straight into part 4 because this is where the whole thing turns from messy into absolutely explosive. So remember those whispers about someone close to the streets, maybe even a former OTF associate, being ready to speak up? Well, the word is that this so-called testimony is about to shake the entire drill scene to its core. Blogs started teasing it first. One headline read, "Former insider ready to testify in Mama Duck lawsuit, claims Von and Durk's names were not just lyrics." The moment that dropped, fans flooded comment sections, demanding to know who this insider was. Theories flew like wildfire. Some swore it was a producer, others thought it was a bodyguard who'd fallen out with the crew, and a few even claimed it could be a rapper who felt sidelined by OTF's rise. Then came the alleged leak. A blurry audio clip surfaced online, supposedly of someone close to OTF speaking in a phone call. The voice, distorted and hard to verify, said they knew what was going on. Them songs ain't just songs, it's deeper. Whether the clip was real or fake didn't even matter. Blogs ran with it, fans reposted it, and suddenly the supposed testimony was trending everywhere. Mama Duck allegedly reacted to the leak in a live stream. She was emotional but firm, saying, "You'll see now. I'm not crazy. I'm not making this up. They told on themselves, and now the truth is coming out." Fans flooded her comments with prayers, fire emojis, and endless debates. Some shouted, "Keep fighting, Queen," while others typed, "This ain't proof, this is clout chasing." But here's where it gets even more dramatic. Insiders started claiming that if this case went to trial, the insider testimony could include details never made public before, specific nights, specific conversations, even names of people who allegedly played roles behind the scenes. The idea of that level of detail hitting a courtroom had everybody on edge. If that goes down, Chicago gonna be a war zone again, one fan tweeted, racking up thousands of likes. Durk's camp allegedly snapped into defense mode. A source close to his team told a blog, "They not worried about fake audios or clout chasers. When it comes down to facts, there's nothing to tie Durk to Duck's death. Period." But the damage was already done. Fans were suspicious, bloggers were cashing in, and the narrative kept spinning out of control. The family drama also reached a boiling point. At a private gathering, Duck's cousin allegedly confronted Mama Duck, yelling, "You gon' get us all hurt with this lawsuit. You don't know who you're playing with." Mama Duck fired back through tears. "They already hurt us when they took Duck. What else can they do to me?" Voices rose, arguments flared, and relatives stormed out, leaving the family more divided than ever. As the city buzzed, the industry started to panic too. Labels and managers whispered behind closed doors, worrying about what this lawsuit might mean for rap as a whole. One exec was overheard saying, "If families start suing over lyrics, we're done." Every drill track could turn into a liability. And then came the most sensational rumor of all. Some blogs claimed that Mama Duck had received direct threats to back off the case. Though unverified, the rumor spread like wildfire. Fans flooded her comments, begging her to stay safe, while others accused her of exaggerating to build sympathy. "She's either the bravest woman in Chicago or the wildest clout chaser," one comment read, perfectly capturing the split in public opinion. Meanwhile, the cultural debate kept raging. Is rap just art? Or is it evidence? Are these lyrics just entertainment? Or are they confessions hiding in plain sight? Podcasts, YouTube panels, Even Twitter spaces were filled with heated arguments. One podcaster summed it up perfectly. If Mama Duck wins this case, drill music as we know it is over. No more dissing the dead, no more exploiting tragedies. It'll change the whole game. As part 4 builds to its peak, the atmosphere feels electric. Mama Duck is more determined than ever, holding on to what she believes is her truth. Durk's camp is standing their ground, protecting their image and legacy. Von's name continues to echo like a ghost, dividing fans between respect and accusation. And in the middle of it all, Chicago itself feels like it's bracing for another storm. The stage is set for a showdown that might never fully resolve. Fans are left hanging on every whisper, every leaked clip, every new rumor, waiting to see whether this lawsuit will make it to court or fade away like so many other hip-hop scandals. And that's where we leave the main body of this story. Raw, emotions, explosive twists, shocking testimony, and a city split down the middle. Mama Duck's fight isn't just personal anymore. It's become a symbol, a question mark hanging over the entire culture of drill. And that brings us to the end of this wild saga. But let's be real, the story is far from over. Mama Duck's fight has left fans shocked, divided, and glued to their screens. Some see her as a grieving mother standing up for her son's legacy, demanding justice in a world that too often treats dead rappers like dollar signs. Others see this as a dangerous move that could tear open old wounds and drag names into the mud that can no longer defend themselves. The emotions are raw, the stakes are high, and the truth? Well, it depends on who you ask. What we do know is that this case, whether it makes it to court or not, has already changed the conversation. Fans are questioning how much of drill music is art and how much is exploitation. Labels are nervous, bloggers are eating good off the clicks, and the streets of Chicago are buzzing like never before. With rumors of secret evidence, insider testimony, and even industry power players getting involved, the only guarantee is that the drama isn't slowing down anytime soon. But now I gotta hear from you. Do you think Mama Duck has a real case? Or is this just emotions being twisted into headlines? Is Durk being unfairly targeted? Or is this the moment accountability finally hits the industry? And what about Von? Should his name even be part of this conversation? Or is that crossing a line? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know you've got opinions on this. Don't just watch, join the conversation, hit that like button. If you think this story is one of the wildest we've covered, smash that subscribe if you want to stay locked in as more twists come out, and turn on those notifications. Because trust me, this ain't the last time we're talking about Mama Duck, Durk, and the legacy of Duck. The streets are watching, the blogs are posting, and you don't want to miss what happens next.